Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ICU Arena. My name is Graham Day. You know that. And this man right here, this is the man that we call...
Hello.
How's things Italian, Batman? Wait, that's a Scoop reference, not a Masters of the League reference. We'll leave that alone. Welcome into the ICU Arena. If you're watching live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, and if you're in the chat, please feel free to say hello. And not only that, please feel free to get involved throughout the show. If you're on YouTube, then you can let us know your thoughts and impressions a little bit later on by using the chat comments, not even the chat, the comments down below. Obviously, you can impact the discussions live, and this is an important episode to do that. So we count on you guys in the chat because we are in not even the January, I was about to say January, the summer transfer window here at Ice Cream Uploads. We are about to go into season 4 of our Master League. And we go in with some silverware. We are Premier League champions. We are FA Cup champions in the most dramatic fashion. And, we're quarterfinalists of the Champions League. We'll take that. That's nice. Or was it semi-finalists? No, it was quarterfinalists. Nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, quarterfinals, yeah.
Pretty intense and interesting season. So, kind of fulfilled everything that we kind of wanted. We wanted the Champions League because we were on the path, but it's not what we expected. Anyway, all that is in the past. That's all been put to bed. There will be no football played in this stream, or at least not for the first half of it. Like I say, the chances are there won't be any, but for the majority of the stream, there's probably not going to be any football being played. And the reason for that is because we are in the transfer window and we have decisions to be made in terms of who we add to our squad, where we strengthen the team, and that is where you guys can get involved, and it's important that you do that. Excuse me. And because of that, I mean, you've been in here before. We are in the managerial suite. This is Man and Bibby's co-managerial office. You've been here many, many times. But, we need to spend more time chatting with you guys, helping, not even helping, discussing potential transfer targets and those decisions. So we need you to help us. And because of that, our office isn't the space for that. We need to jump into the boardroom. So that's where we're going to go now. So join us. You've never been here before. This is a whole brand new part of the arena. So let's get in there as we get dramatic music in the background. Wow. This is just what the office sounds like, the boardroom. I'll just draw that down a touch. There we go. So you haven't been in here before. This is the boardroom. Obviously, grab yourselves a seat. There's plenty of chairs in there. Make yourselves comfortable because this is where we are going to be spending the majority of this episode. We have a few things to go over, though. Obviously, transfers and bringing players in is the main thing. But as well as that, we have a conversation around players of the year. Isn't that right, babe?
That is absolutely right. Now, I'm just trying to figure out now favourite players. Right, so can you only do this at the end of the season, or do you during the season as well? Because my fear is being able to go forward in time and then not being able to select the player for this year.
I don't know. So, in terms of what you want to do it now? Yeah, I get you. So if we don't do it now, we might miss
Will we
out.
get the option to do it at the beginning of the next season? Because as soon as we go forward now, I don't know whether or not it's going to work. I mean, it's something that we can obviously try. Because we'll know, fair enough, they might not be able to go into the management career. It may not be able to go into here later on down the line.
Let me just bring this on screen so no one else can see. There we go. So these are previous players of the year. Obviously, Villaney, long-time departed, but long-time servant of the club. They left us in January 2021, but was solid throughout his time here as he went to Bristol City. Other players include the ace, Castolo. He's been in the nominations for Player of the Season every season so far. That's not surprising. Let me change scene, actually. I'll bring us into the top corner. So, yeah, Castolo in the championship team of the season. assists ranking for the championship as well, with 11 assists. Favourite players, England Cup team of the tournament. He was like goal scorer. He's got Premier League crown and everything. He's had everything, as you'd expect. And alongside Fellaini and Castolo, we also have Alphonso Davies, who was the other player signed to the Player of the Season last year. Obviously, we're on the end of 3 seasons. The reason we get to choose 2 favourite players every season. The reason there's only 3 there is because we've had 2 seasons and Castolo has been featured twice. So Fellaini and Castolo are season 1, Alphonso Davies and Castolo in season 2. We're about to finish season 3, so we can add 2 more players to that. I think it's probably best to look. We're talking about we didn't want to influence the votes, but I think it might be best for us to show people where we are. That way we can put the vote in where it is, and if it does go, then it goes. It is what it is. But then if people don't like where the vote is, they can amend that by voting. So say if I say player A, B, C, or D is in the lead, if they don't like that, then they can go and they can alter that by casting their vote. So with that in mind, I will probably bring that up on screen. I'm just going to retweet the tweet that we've gone live. Nice. So, okay, let's go back in to the boardroom. We'll take Pasek off the screen. So, we tweeted last week. We're going to do 2 things. When it comes to players of the year, we're going to do the same thing that we did last season. We are going to choose one person to be in players of the year. That's based on performances. It's based on the ratings in game, based on how they've performed in terms of clean sheets or goals scored or assists or general all-around play. We're going to do all of that, and we will pick one player of the year. That then leaves you guys to pick the other player of the year, and the way that you would do that is by using the tweets. So let me show you some tweets that we put out last week. I'll jump back into the this scene. Announcement! It's time to nominate your ICU FC Player of the Year. After going on to win the domestic double, these 4 players have stood out as game changers or missed a consistency during this historic season. Vote using the poll at the end of this thread. And we have 2 sexy assets. Ice Cream Uploads League Champions. You can see the team there with the Premier League trophy. And then alongside that, Ice Cream Uploads as FA Cup Champions. So there we go. Sounded like Baby was dipping his microphone in liquid then. What did you do then?
No, I think you mentioned this before, but when I wear this dressing gown, it rubs on the microphone, I think.
It sounded like you went underwater, like a splash. Okay, I'll take this off screen for just a second. I'll jump back into the boardroom. So, we get to choose one player of the year. You guys then get to vote for the other one. Before we jump into the players that are up for the vote, we will share who our player of the year is. This is not a surprise. This is not a surprise at all. Do you know what? Let's leave the boardroom for just a second and join us outside the front of the ICU arena. I think you know who our player of the year is going to be. This man! Oh, that music kicked in at just the right time then. That was amazing. This man. So this man is Castolo, club captain, living legend, player of the year last year, player of the year the year before, and once again has to be our player of the year. Again, 3 seasons in a row, the 3-peat, and it's absolutely 100% deserved. Top scorer in the league, top scorer in the cup, assist leader in the cup, MVP in the cup, named in the team of the season in the cup and the league. Absolutely incredible for a player that's well into the twilight years of his career to still be performing at such a high level. It's absolutely deserved, and this is our player of the year. The reason we've taken this upon us to make him our player of the year as well is if we put him in a poll with anyone else, you guys would all vote for him instantly. So that's not fair on anyone else. So we've chosen to take Castolo out of that and let you guys vote on everyone else that is in that list. Anything you want to add on that, babe? With your mouthful of tea.
I mean, if there's one person in this team that deserves absolutely everything, like we've is the only person I think ever that's managed to have a a statue outside the stadium of a player that's still currently playing. That just shows how much he means to us. Like, he's just an unbelievable striker. The captain, the leader, everyone in the changing room respects and looks up to him. There's nothing that this man can't do, and we absolutely, when this man retires, he's joining you guys in the back room as the staff. There's no way we're letting him go anywhere else. There's no one else that knows as much as we do about this club than he does, and it just makes sense to keep him here for as long as we can. He's just the absolute man.
I completely agree. So he has been named Player of the Year 3 seasons running, as you'd expect. Obviously, the reason the statue exists, why does a current player have a statue? We hear you cry. Well, exactly what Bibby's just said. He's pledged the rest of his career to Ice Cream the Bloods FC. He's the first ever Centurion bagging over 100 goals for the club, which he did this season. So yeah, all of that goes to him being a proper journeyman. So that's the reason why he has a statue. That's what it is. Oh, what a sight. Late December, banging goals for fun. Played for ICU since he was young. Oh, Castolo, what a sight. Oh, what a sight.
That is amazing.
GG Chappers. GG Chappers. So, there we go. We've taken it. Come back inside now. Back into the fancy boardroom. The brand new boardroom. Look at that. See, there he is. He's got his own shirt on the wall here, just behind me as well. Look at that. Dodo as well over there. I mean, not too bad. Oh, nearly knocked over the muscle moose then. Oh, calm down. Oh, easy. We don't want moose juice all over the desk as we're going through the transfers. So we are ready for the transfer window, but as mentioned before that, we have to sort out the Player of the Year conversation. Castolo is one. Who is the other one? Let's jump back into the list that I have here. Oh, okay, my buttons aren't working. There we go. Try it again. So the first player, we have whittled it down to 4 for you guys to choose from. The first player, Mason Mount. Mount is a player with huge potential to be one of the greatest players to grace the Premier League. We had reservations about his fitness throughout the campaign. However, his ability to step up when required proved he is a real asset to this team. We have, let's be honest, had major reservations about him. Only playing 2/3 of games, not being fit, is not something that we thought we could grow on. We didn't think not having the consistency in the team, we thought that would impact on the way that he becomes a part of the team. That said, we are working on that. He has his own personally tailored fitness regime to help keep him match fit, help his injury prevention. So hopefully that will help going forward. And it definitely started to show towards the end of the season. Some absolutely incredible performances, great on the ball from set pieces, a couple of important goals, including a brace towards the end of the season as well. He's definitely finding the goals from midfield. So someone we were unsure about, but someone that is definitely growing into the team. Another player that we can say that applies to is the second option, Erling Haaland. What a difference 12 months makes. A player who we thought we may need to make way to bring in a more established striker. Goes on to be runner-up in the goal-scoring charts behind Castolo, naturally. Is he now heir to the Castolo crown? So this is Erling Haaland, a player that we thought we might get rid of last season. Just wasn't bedding in. Took a little bit of time, and without him, we would have lost the FA Cup final. It's as simple as that. He came off the bench. Was it 2 goals and assist, or 2 assists and a goal? I can't remember which way around it was.
2 assists and a goal, I think he ended up with.
So, huge player, massive impacts player, exactly what we need at that point in time. Definitely in with a shout for player of the season. Obviously, he's in this list, of course he is. The third option is Takefusa Kubo. So Kubo seems to finally found his feet in an ICUFC jersey. He had a very, very slow start to his career, but is now turning in performances that more established and experienced wingers would be jealous of. Has Kubo done enough to earn your vote? So Kubo was a small player, very light, took a lot of time to get used to playing in the Premier League, and he has done that now, scoring bangers from range, owning that right flank more than anyone. When you've got a player of Rabbi Matondo's calibre challenging you for the right side of the pitch, you need to have something about you to lock it down, and that's exactly what Kubo has done. There is no shout that Kubo is a better right midfielder than Rabbi Matondo, in my opinion, so that is why he's in this list. But But then, when I said challenging for the right side, the reason Rabbi Matondo is challenging Kubo for the right side of the midfield is because the left side of the midfield, where where Matondo should live, this guy now jumps in his place, Dwight McNeil. Imagine signing a player to bulk out the squad who ends up then cementing his position in the first team within 2 weeks of pre-season. That's exactly what the winger did. His energy and drive to take on his man and deliver a killer ball every week is unrivaled. The reason the right flank is being contested by Matondo is because Matondo's place on the left has been usurped. Dwight McNeil has come in, taken that position, owned it, and then pushed Matondo to try find places elsewhere because he's not going to take him out of the team if he's fit. Now that is an achievement for a player that we picked up for free in the hope of just having players coming off the bench. Now if that's not a sign of a player that is driven and wants to succeed, I do not know what is. Just to mention then, so obviously to give you a little bit of a reminder, the 4 players, Mason Mount, Erling Haaland, Takefusa Kubo and Dwight McNeil are the 4 players in the running for Player of the Year. Obviously, Castola has one of the awards. You guys get to choose on who gets the other. For the first time ever, we don't have a defender in that list. Delaney and Davis have taken the other position. This is going to be a midfield / striker that takes this second spot. So nice to see that our exploits up the top end of the pitch are being recognised. I mean, probably also highlights the fact that we do need to work on the defence, but it's good. It's good. So if you want to have an impact on that, I'm going to give you an update on how things currently stand in that poll. Do you know what? I'll do it verbal. Let's jump back into the sexy new boardroom. Hey, let me tell you how things look. If you haven't seen it already, if you haven't voted already, you don't have long left to get involved. As I can let you know, there is 33 minutes left. 33 minutes left of the vote. And I can tell you that out in front... Actually, no, let's do it in reverse order. In last place, we have Mason Mount with 0% of the votes. He is currently doing a Matvei Safonov. Safonov, our goalkeeper, phenomenal keeper. Just managed to get into the Team of the Year vote and then didn't get a single vote last year, which isn't an underperformance because he made it into that conversation anyway. But yes, 0% of the votes go to Mason Mount. Next, we have Kubo. With 21% of the votes. Big chunk for Kubo for a player that wasn't even in the conversation to get 1 in 5 votes for Player of the Season. That's nice. Next up, Erling Haaland, which means that Dwight McNeil is the Player of the Season vote right now. But Erling Haaland with 29% of the votes and 50% of the votes for Dwight McNeil. That is huge. 50% of the backroom staff of you guys have voted for Dwight McNeil to get the Player of the Year award. So that's huge. Speaking of backroom staff, I can see Chucky has just arrived. Grab yourself one of the chairs, Chucky. Anyone will do. Just not that one, because that's where Chapper sits and he gets angry. You know what he's like.
Yeah.
You know what he's like. All right, chill out. But hey, how's things, Chucky? How's things? So yes, there we go. Player of the Year. You have 30 minutes if you want to get involved. You have 30 minutes to make your vote. If you haven't done it already and you don't do it in the next 30 minutes, you will not have a say. The only way you can have a say is by dropping your vote on the poll. That's on twitter.com/Ice Cream Uploads. That's where you can see the poll right there. So that's one thing. Player of the Year. That is something that we will come back to in about 30 minutes time once that is locked in. Let me just take this out the way, but drop that down there. So Player of the Year is one thing that we will look at. At the moment it stands Castolo and McNeil. Obviously we are about to jump into the transfer window. We're going to start looking at the players that we can sign, players that we could look to get rid of maybe. We can have a look at the finances and all of that situation, but just want to remind you guys that you sat in here in the boardroom with us. You guys are helping us build this club. If you've got any players that you want us to sign, maybe it's a new left back, maybe it's a new centre back, maybe it's a new striker, whatever it is, someone that you think that we might not have had a look at, someone that might not be on the list, feel free to drop your recommendations right here in the chat in this episode. We will do it as we go. Obviously, if you do want to do that whenever going forward, our Discord is a great place for you to share that. So exclamation mark Discord in the chat will bring up the Discord for you, and you can use that to speak to us directly in there. All suggestions do get looked at eventually, so feel free to get involved. Before we start heading up down that road, though, we have a new part of the arena being developed, don't we, Pip?
Yes, we most certainly do.
We do. So you guys might have seen this. If you were here on Friday, you'd have seen it. If you were on social media over the weekend, you will have seen it. It is not ready yet. It's still in construction, but we can head down to the hallway outside and have a little bit of a look. So the GT Omega Racing Champions Lounge is in construction. So these doors behind us, that is the home of the club. That is where all our players, you guys can all just come, take a load off, just have a seat and enjoy knowing that not even knowing, enjoy what we have accomplished. So yeah, feel free to come along as we start that new season. We're hoping to have the GT Mega Champions Lounge up and ready to go alongside the start of the new season. So if you want to come along in there, then make sure you're here on Wednesday. Everything should be set, should be good to go, and we should all be able to go inside and crack open a nice cold can of moose juice. So join us in there. Lovely, lovely. Chapper says, less building the club, more building a dynasty at this point. Well, do you know what? Not going to argue. Not going to argue. I mean, if someone's talking facts, it's this guy. So yeah, if you want to come inside the GT Omega Racing Champions League, join us later on in the season, Wednesday, as we should be opening that up. But for now, let's get back into the boardroom. And do you want to give us a little bit of an update on where we are, who we've been talking to, and what things look like financially right now, babe?
Yes, I will. No problems at all. So we've got Chalov, who is our only solitary player that we've got so far, and we bought him way back in February. He is now making his way to the team once the transfer window opens. So as soon as we move into the next season, we will be receiving a new, fresh off the press striker. He's made 33 appearances this season. He scored 18 goals and assisted only 2. So we will add some, I don't want to say much needed firepower, but he will be a nice player to come off the bench. Heading in the opposite direction is Ardas, who we've sent as part of this deal. So it will be sad to see him go. He is one of the original players that we ended up inheriting. But when you've got a player of this caliber, he wants to play football. We want this striker. Ardas wants first team football, so it's the right decision for the club moving forward.
I mean, interesting that you said we bought the player this season. I suppose that's technically not really true because he cost us nothing, not a single penny. So that is the key thing. We wanted a player of Chalov's caliber, and Ordath wanted more playing time. We couldn't stand in the way of him getting more football because we love the guy. He's been phenomenal for us, especially for the money that we've had to pay for him. He's nothing compared to other strikers that can do what he can do in the Championship and the Premier League. But he wants more playing time that we can't give him. So for us to get rid of a player that's effectively a problem, it's not a problem for us, but the problem is for Ordas. He wants the playing time. So for us to get rid of a problem player and then bring in an absolute resolution player and not spend any money on a transfer is huge, phenomenal business.
Yeah.
So shout out to all you guys in the boardroom, as well as the guys upstairs as well that had a hand in making that happen. So £0, 0 pence, but just obviously a bit of cash on wages. It's not bad. It's not bad. But if you guys have any other players that you want us to look at, obviously feel free to start drumming up your suggestions. Do you want to have a look at the squad that we have now? And see if we can have a look at where our frailties lie.
Do you want to move into the next season, see if anyone's ratings change?
Oh yeah, go on then. Let's do that. That's a good shout. So Villa, Stoke and Forest up to the Premiership. Fulham, Burnley and Huddersfield go down to the Championship. As you'd expect, Villa coming straight back up. Bit disappointing. Would have loved to have poached Jack Grealish off them for a nice cheap sum, but as we did look at it earlier on in the season, it wasn't a cheap sum at all. Jack Grealish commanded a very high price. Oh, look at that.
There we go.
There he is. Fyodor Chalov, ladies and gentlemen, the new striker. Currently playing a Sudoku. He loves a good Sudoku while he's in a press conference.
Yeah.
One of the members of the board there with
Chalov.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Chalov. It's a real honour and a pleasure to have the chance to wear the shirt up. See you all on match day. I'm going to do my best in the debut match. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome to the club. Welcome to ICU. We do have conversations regarding squad numbers as well. Don't forget that is something that we will need to set. But for now, we need to set our goals. So the board are saying, Chairman, I'd like to discuss this season's objectives. For this club to go from strength to strength, we need to maintain our place as one of the top dogs in the league. That's why I think this season's goal should be finishing the season in a position to win a place in the European Championships. Oh, really? So, how about we aim for a berth in the European Club Championship? Basically, the board want us to qualify for the Champions League. This is where you guys can have your first say in the stream. Let me just get a poll set so I can get that going. We should qualify for the UCL. I agree is the first option. Top half is us is the second option. Nah, mate, win the league. So that's the option. So we should qualify for the UCL, says the board. Do we agree with that and say, yeah, top four is fine? Do we say top half of the league is all we can hope for? Or do we say, nah, mate, we're going to win the league? So that is all of the options that you guys have. The poll should be live in the chat right now. It is. So make sure
I can see
you get your votes in there right now. Feel free to drop in with your votes. The poll will last for 60 seconds, so you've probably got another 45, 50 seconds to go. Do we think we should qualify for Europe? Do we agree with the board? Do we think we should temper what they're expecting from us? Do we say, okay, top half is all we can do, not top four? Or do we want to go one step further? Do we want to win the league? We've won it twice in a row. Can we do it 3 times in a row? Or should we focus more of those resources onto the Champions League itself rather than trying to make sure we win the league? What do you guys think? Let us know. You've got about 15 seconds left to get your votes in. And I think it's pretty much spoken for already.
Yeah.
About 5, 3, 2, 1, and we can see that you guys all say, nah mate, win the league. 100% of you guys in the backroom staff, in the boardroom, have agreed that we should be focusing on winning the league. So look at the boardroom there, look at that table, look at those chairs. I mean, I don't know why they've kicked us out of the boardroom so that they can have this meeting. Honestly, we'll go back in when they've finished. When they've finished, we'll jump in there, but for now, we will focus on winning the league. As the chairman says, I believe this club can take the Premier League title. It won't be easy, but that's what I wish to aim for. You're goddamn right, chairman. You get them told. You write that stuff down. Yeah, you write that down. I think we're all on the same page here. Yeah, Chappers has nailed it. Get that three-peat. Yeah. Three-peat all day. We've won it back-to-back. I want back-to-back-to-back. I was actually hoping you'd say that. It won't be easy, but I know you will give it your all. You goddamn right we will. That's what we do at Ice Cream Uploads. I hope they leave you some bickies. I mean, they don't usually. I can guarantee the full support of the coaching staff. You'll soon find that we specialise in tall orders. Look, they've got coffees and everything in those little cups from the vending machines. Bet they don't leave us any coffees or anything in there. honestly. Okay, let's nip back into the boardroom and see. Okay, no coffees, but they did leave us with the moose juice, so that's fine. We do have a couple of cans of moose juice. We've got the apple and the... I can't remember what the blue flavour is. What is the blue flavour again?
Blue raspberry.
Yeah, and then what's the other? It's berries. So we don't have any of the berry flavour here. I
Yeah,
think
berry flavour.
there's some down that end of the table if you want to grab yourself a nice cold can of berry. The apple one is my favourite, but it's fine, yeah. So help yourselves to those. They didn't pinch those, so that's not too bad. It's not too bad. So updates from around the club then, Bib. Do you want to run through?
Yeah, I thought CSU was going out on loan.
I think it's probably just dodgy wording. He was going out on loan, or he should have been.
Right, okay. Well, we've got an influx of new U team players in our development squad, so we can go and have a look at those in a moment. Obviously, Chalov has agreed to join. He's signed his contract. He's had his photos with the press. He is now an Ice Cream Uploads player. We've got some key players. Oh, wait. Oh, that's his contracts need sorting out.
Yeah, good luck with that when he's just left.
So does Ruskins and Dembele, so that's something that we need to look at going forward as well. Matondo's now a creative playmaker style. Some of the youth team players, and Kubo's gone up by one as well, so the youth team players are getting a little bit better as well, so that's nice to see. Season target, we said that we're going to win the league, so there's not much going on there. Let's have a look then. Let's have a look. My team, Chalov, here he is, the bloke. £16 million worth of player, $2.5 million this season. Oof, things you love to see. So, first things first, let's sort these contracts out. Years left on contracts, here we go.
Other way.
Chalov, sending order. So, Matondo. Why can't I see the contracts? There we go. What season are we in? 22. Yeah, so this is their last season, apparently, in an ICU shirt, unless we sort that out. That's quite a lot of contracts.
Luckily,
That's so much more.
let me just jump down here. Luckily, that's fine because we have £30 million to spend on salaries.
Right, yeah, there we go. CSU, this player is a loan player. His period ends June next year. They really need to sort out the English terminology there.
Yeah, let's all wave goodbye to CCU forever until next year.
Okay, so we've got a lot of contracts to renegotiate here, Graham. Are any of these standout people that you don't want to see in an ICU jersey in the coming years? Is there any players here that are in the last year of the contract that you think, do you know what, it might be worth trying to sell on to sort of try and get some money back for them?
Looking at the list, and it pains me to say it, Rabbi Matondo is probably the most likely that I would say that. 83 overall, one of the most senior players in terms of potential, but not necessarily in terms of performance. So I don't want to get rid of him, but I just don't find that he's giving us what we deserve or what we should expect. That said, we're only going to get 10 million for him, and he's on less than $1 million right now. Obviously, that's going to go up.
Shall we see how much it costs?
It'll probably go up quite a bit. I do feel like, as much as he'd be a player that I'd be willing to... Look at that. Okay, drop it down 3. Boop, boop, boop. I do feel that is more in line with what he should be earning. Maybe do another one. I think... Yeah.
Maybe then we offer all the players that we know are going to be in our plans the contract. So, like, we'll offer Matondo a contract, right? Whether or not it be this or this. Offer him that. If it gets knocked back, then we've got 12 months to try and move him on. And we're not going to get that much for him. Ruskin's actually worth more than he is. And Ruskin's played half the games that this guy... I think Ruskin probably played in 5 games last season.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd offer him that one, yeah. Because he's doubling his wage, and he's not playing... He's not on the team sheet as a first teamer right now, even though he should be, and that's the issue. So just offer him that and see what he says. If he doesn't do it, we've got 6 more months to try and get him to sign it. And if he doesn't at that point, then we'll just get rid of him. We'll sell him to someone else.
Yeah. Kubo, absolutely. 1.7.
What's he currently on?
I don't think he's on that much. One, just over a mil.
Okay. Yeah, give him 1.7. He's in the Team of the Year nomination. That's fine. Alexander Isak, less than $1 million.
Okay, so this, yeah, he's worth 10. Less than $1 million on the table for his wage, and now he wants that much.
It's not too far away from, like, in terms of growth, but I definitely think, 1.7. That's fine. Give him that. Try keeping him on par with Kubo. Same sort of ability, same sort of wage. That's fine. Svilar,
our backup keeper. A few people have come in for him over the last 2 seasons.
hardly gone up any. I think, I mean, if he takes 8.35, that's a steal for a keeper that can perform like that off the bench. So I agree with that.
Ruskin, look at his value. It's through the roof.
14 million for a player.
And his wages are less than 500k. Oh my god.
700. And you'll take it and you'll be happy.
If you're not, we'll get 14 mil for you. Bye. Ben White, player that we brought in at the beginning of last season.
He's currently, I think he's currently in contract talks as well. I think another team have reached out to discuss whether he'd be for sale.
Okay.
But I'm not particularly in a rush.
Just over $1 million. He actually wants less.
Okay, well, let's knock that down a bit.
And he wants the 5 years as well.
This is ridiculous. Okay, drop him another one and we'll give him whatever that is. 700.
Okay, mate. No worries. He really wants to be in the team. Now,
he just wants the Champions League medal. That's all he's after. He's like, sorry, whatever.
Castolo is worth just over 7. His wages are just under.
Oh, we can get another 2 years out of him, though. And
he's going to be 38.
That's fine. Okay, 700. A little bit of a wage cut, but we get an extra year out of him.
Okay, we'll try that. And then, is this the... No, we've got 2 more players. So Bellingham, another player. When we talk about fringe players, this player is absolutely there to bulk up the numbers. He's worth just over 3 mil. His wages aren't offensive, 500k, and he's not asking for much more.
Let's drop him down. Yeah. We'll earn money back off our players.
Sishu, a player who we brought in through the youth system. He isn't. He's worth just over 2, and his annual salary is 52. He's out on loan, so he can't be renewed. Okay, that's a problem.
I mean, we'll be able to do that when he comes back, hopefully. But the only frustrating thing I would say there is CCU has signed for Huddersfield. He signed well early to sign for to play at Huddersfield next season, when Huddersfield looked like they had a good chance of getting out of relegation zone. But he's gone down to the Championship, so he's not going to learn as fast, but he'll learn. I mean, if he doesn't come back and we can't re-sign him, it will be sentiment lost as opposed to anything major. Yeah. So not the end of the world. Not the end of the world.
Speaking of sentiment, let's hope that we've got some OG regens in here, because that would be amazing. None straight off the bat. It hasn't actually shown us the new players. Usually it has like a dot next to them.
Oh, there we are.
There we go.
Miranda.
Have to go right down to the bottom.
I'm thinking Miranda as Meanander, but no, it's the defender in it. Yeah. Alright, it's not the same one. Ryan Bertrand.
Martin Noble. Nathaniel Klein. Dwight Gale. No.
Joanna Lumley.
So yeah, there's unfortunately no OG players in the squad there.
Yeah, we could, obviously, for those of you that are new here, we could sign Gigi Buffon and co off the bat and earn shitloads of money and stuff, but we don't really want to do that because that's just kind of breaking things. So like we've got 100 million plus in 5 players there, so we could easily sign all of those and then look to get rid of those for a profit, but that's not the way we want to do things. So they will all remain there. Nothing in our youth team that can help us, but we have a huge salary budget. You can't see it, we're in the way because we're always in the way of something, but 30 million is our salary budget. So this is where we want to hopefully find some freebies. Maybe not, there might not be any, but we'll see what we can do. I will always get the wrong order. Do I want ascending or descending?
Yeah.
I will choose the one that I don't want first.
Every single time.
Kavropanos.
He's got nothing about him.
See, James Garner instantly makes me think, oh, yes, 21 defensive midfield, but then you look at it and it's just nothing there. Defensive awareness, not great.
No.
He's got skills, low lofted pass and all that sort of stuff. It's just...
See, he was on the way up.
Maybe he's just been... Like, he was loaned out, maybe he's not played anything. Was it Newcastle or something? I can't remember where he went to.
Yeah, something like that. Do you reckon we'd get anything for him if we brought him in and then immediately tried to loan him out? Do you reckon... I mean, there is players that we've tried to do that with that no one's even coming to try and loan them for so long, and they've just been stagnated in the squad.
Does he have a market value on him? What's his market value? Being a defensive midfielder, English from United. 25 million, 28 million release fee. So he could be a good investment in that sense anyway. Even if, because we've got salary to burn, we're not going to pay a transfer fee. We could sign him.
He says that, but if you're going to start negotiations... here we go.
Just a salary. So we could just give him a contract for, drop that down by 3 dots, give him a 3-year contract at that, and then see if he takes
and
it.
try and sell him?
Yeah, because I mean, even if he doesn't grow for us, we could get 20 million back off that, you'd think, fairly easily. Maybe not until...
Yeah.
Do you have to wait a year or 6 months before you can sell him? So we can't sell him until January at least.
Yeah. Well, we did that with thingy, didn't we? But then again, I think it was January to the end of the season where we what's he called? The striker.
Osaka. Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
So should we just offer him this and then see what the crack is?
He's not impressed with our current offer. Do you know, I'll put it in. He's probably not going to take it, but let's just put it in. If he doesn't take it, he doesn't take it. It's no loss for us. We're offering him an opportunity for us to potentially earn a bit more off the back of it. If he's not up for it, then he's not going to get signed. I genuinely expected there to be more players in this free agents list because it's the first day of the new season. I thought there'd have been loads of more, like...
Yeah.
People out of contract. That Veldwijk.
Calvin Jones.
Interesting. 21-year-old, 18 million. Has he got anything about him? No skills, really. No face.
No.
We could probably fix the face thing, I'd imagine.
Ooh, that's interesting. Where can he play? Play left wing, play centre mid. Is he another player that we want to try and offer a contact to potentially move on if we need to?
Yeah, potentially. I'm up for the idea of this because this is our youth team. Because we can't sign anyone from our youth team. This is a good way for us to get youth players. Not impressed with the current offer, but it is what it is, mate.
I mean, even if we offered him a mil.
Yeah. 3 years.
Right.
Bosh. Not sure if there's going to be anyone. Is it Tammy Ambrose? Oh no, I'm thinking of Tammy Abraham. I keep doing. I did that last time.
Yeah. This is Thierry Ambrose. He actually does still play. I don't know if he actually still plays for City now or we've loaned him out. But yeah, he's been in and around the squad for a while.
Paulinho.
Interesting.
16-year-old. It's got to be a regen.
Oh god, yeah.
Nene, Brazilian footballer, is currently 39 years old. Yeah, that's do you know, let's 73 AMF is not too bad. He finished his career at 39 years old, so he's not going to have a stupid growth chart. So, I mean, let's have a look at his stats. AMF, he's got all the skills in the world, and that's the downside, is the fact that we can't work on his skills because it's already done. But what's his stats looking like? Slow, so he doesn't really fit into our play style. Do you know, someone like him, someone that we would never have signed him, I'm not too bothered about signing someone like him. I'd give someone like him a go. It's just the Neymars and the Messis and the Ronaldos and the Tevezes and the people that are big names are the people that I probably wouldn't want to be interested. I mean, he plays for Fluminense. I mean, I can't tell you any other team that he played for. Some people in the chat probably can. I imagine Chucky probably can, but he played for PSG.
Well, is this a rule that we want to try and bring in? Then I know we've got one that we can't sign regens through our own youth academy, but if we're having to put stump money up to be able to buy players that we've stumbled across in this kind of, we're actually searching for the players, is it something that we can try to bring in? Because chances are we're never even going to play him anyway. If we're just going to try and sell him on, is that something that we want to bring on forward?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, this guy. I'd be open to. I mean, obviously, I'm open to discussion of what everyone else as well thinks as well, because you guys are our staff. I'd be open to potentially playing him in a bunch of years' time. 73 AMF, he's down the pecking order. So I'd be open to the idea of playing someone like him, someone that is a regen, because the further we get into it, regens are going to be an issue anyway. Someone that is a regen but isn't a Messi, Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo level regen, because they will probably spawn at 80 rated as 16-year-old or something like that. He's still going to be a bit of a journey to build. Obviously, he's still going to be a bit more guaranteed. But yeah, someone like him, I wouldn't be against signing for using. I don't know about signing the others for selling. So say if we did get a regen Messi, I'm not sure I'd be open to the idea of signing him just to sell him as a cash injection. Someone that I'd probably think about using, I'd be open to that idea. Even if, like this guy, he's a bit different. He's not a Ronaldo tier. He's probably a C tier player at his peak, because he played for. I just googled him. Then he played for PSG for 3 years, and then a bit later on in his life went to West Ham for a bit. See that? Yeah. That's not a game breaker for me. But the other ones, if he's bigger, he's got a good impression about it. Of course he has. So yeah, someone like him, I wouldn't be too bothered, because I didn't know who he is. I had to Google him, so that's not too bad for me. People that I know and I already have an idea of who they are, that's a bit different then. Yeah.
Okay. So shall we go with this?
Yeah, let's go for it. It might turn us down, and then at that point, fuck you anyway. Didn't want you anyway. Whatever, mate. But for now, let's put it in.
Lovely.
Ken Shamrock.
Billy Gilmore. Oh! This is what we're looking for.
Central midfielder, 21. Decent passing stats. Okay, curling and place kicking. Accelerations are okay. He's a bit low across the board, but balanced. Has he got any skills on him? Good passing stats. That's what you want from your central midfielder. Okay, that's not bad.
Has he got a face? He must have. He was playing heavily towards the back end of last season for Chelsea in the first team, so someone definitely would have picked up a face for him.
Oh, looks like they might be. I think that's it. Let me just drop it in the Discord.
Yeah, one sec.
Oh yeah, there was that Jonathan David guy. Jonathan David, who we had a face last time.
Is he the Canadian bloke?
Yeah. Doesn't look like it's the greatest face I've seen, that Billy Gilmore, but it's a face that's better than that mega chin that he's got there. Woo! That's a chin and a half. Sergeant Slaughter. Okay, I can see other faces that do look better. but they feel like, how can you get a face that looks better for PES 2017? What?
I mean, to be fair, yeah, it's only his eyes that look dodgy in that, but the rest of it's spot on.
There is another one on that same. So I'll drop you that one. I think that one maybe looks better.
Yeah, I like that one. His eyes don't look like he's just been
He's dead.
on the spice. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's put her offer in for Billy Gilmore then.
Yeah. I'm massively up for signing him.
Gives us a little bit of defence, a central midfielder options as well.
Yeah.
So if we
We're
do
going to be
have,
going on 3 fronts this year again, aren't we?
yeah. So when we have some games that are damp squibs, we can field some of these guys to give Mason Mount the rest that he's absolutely going to need. Andy Carroll. Oof. Are you right, mate?
Is that actually him? Oh, yeah, 33-year-old, Jesus. His hair looks shit in that, doesn't it?
No, it does, doesn't it?
There's a lot of young players on this now, which is nice. Because usually it's just all full of 40-year-olds.
Any young players with faces? Kemper. Left back, 7.4 million value. He's no Ruskin.
No, I know, but I'm thinking I think he is actually statistically better than Ruskin. So if we sold Ruskin for 14 mil and brought this fella in. Always thinking.
Always thinking. Peters.
Oh God, he's definitely not 16, is he? Fuck me.
His beard's not fucking 16 either. He's had that facial hair, not like shaved it, that's been on his face for 16 years.
Never heard of this guy.
Puigmal. Never heard of him either. No.
He says that he was an orchestrator at Man United.
Arnau Puigmal Martinez is a player that looks very, very much like... looks like Ronaldo and Pereira's love child. IRL. 19-year-old. Ibora.
Oh God. Again, he's not 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the regens now, aren't they?
Sigurdarsson. Muldvadgard. He's not really got much about him, has he?
No. Rising shot control.
Phaeton, I've heard that. What? Phaeton? Oh, that was a PES player, Phaeton. Never mind.
Let's open the door for the cat.
I mean, don't forget, you guys, if you are in the chat, you can recommend players. If there's some players that you want us to have a look at, then please feel free to share your recommendations, either in the Discord, !Discord to give you that link, or here right now in the chat with us. So these are just free players. Christian Fuchs, wow, look at the state of that. He's got like a SNES face. It's like a SNES face.
He's definitely drawn that beard on with a biro on it.
Christian Fuchs, that's what he is. It's because he's got an esports brand for FIFA. He's just been done dirty. That's what it is.
This guy's got nothing about him.
21, 70. That's too slow, mate. There's nothing there. You ain't getting nothing. Dixon Bonner.
It looks like Liverpool and United have let quite a few players go this season.
Which is probably why there's no good players at the top end.
Hleb.
Alexander Hleb, wow. As if he's still in the game. Andre Ribeiro. Oh no, I'm thinking... No, it's the one above him. The one above him's got to be a regen as well. Svitin... Oh, sorry, the one above that. Svitinic or whatever. Kvitinic.
Yeah.
Gil or Gilles. That 12 million one that's like 5-6 up underneath Hleb. He's a regen, yeah, he is. Okay.
I'm just looking at the ages, looking at the market value and then the ages, and if they've got a high market value, I know pretty much that they're probably going to be a regen.
Umanias.
Yeah, I think we're going too far down here now. Yes, sir. Jesus.
Yeah, I think we are too far down. I think you're right. Anyone listed? Not that we've got much to spend. Yeah. So frustrating.
Same as always.
It used to be if a player was on the list and they didn't go, you'd be watching, like, you'd see Virgil van Dijk on the list and you'd be like, oh, please nobody buy him in this 6 months, because if it gets past that I can pick him up for free. And they just keep all signing new contracts. They used to have like a face, like an affection face kind of thing, and they'd fall out of affection with the club and you'd know they weren't going to sign a contract, so you could pick them up for free. And they just don't seem to be doing that for us, apart from the likes of the Garners and stuff like that.
Tommy Doyle from City.
It's a weird face he's got. Look at his eye. Like one of
It
his
does
eyes.
actually quite look like him, but I've never seen him have a lazy eye like that. He's got a stroke. Pirate?
Yeah. What's he doing in there?
Yeah, these are the same players that are just in the no contract bit, aren't they?
Yeah. Romarinho. Is anyone on the loan list? Because loan list is not bad in terms of we only spend our salary budget on it, I think. Or actually, no, it's transfer budget, isn't it? Is this the loan list?
Yeah.
Why is Garner
Same
on the
place.
loan list when he's out of contract? How does that work?
Yeah. So all of these are Billy Gilmore, Fuchs, Tommy Doyle. Very odd.
Okay, let's progress with that then. We've got some players that we put offers in for. Let's have a look at our lineup as well. That's one thing. It's the final season. Yeah. It's the final season. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. How's things, Iceman? So this is the team. Obviously, Chaloff needs to be factored in there. He's off the bottom of the list, being a new signing.
I think Chalov there will be... No, he won't. Is it Matondo? Where the line usually is for a match day squad.
Go up again. I think maybe Chaloff is in. I think you only get 6, maybe 5. But put Nani on for White anyway while we're there, just so we can diddle that. But that means we've not got Haaland in the squad at the moment.
Simple enough.
Wash. Okay.
Firepower, that's unreal.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Moko's just not had much about him. He did in that first season, but yeah. I mean, yeah, having Castolo there, 75 rated, we're trying to sign a new contract with him to keep him at the club for 2 years more. But obviously he will start to play more and more of a bit part in that time. As the season will start, he will start the line. But by the end of the season, things might change. We do have Chaloff and Haaland both on there. One of those, potentially Chaloff, will leave the line, and then maybe Haaland joins him or Haaland comes off the bench. That's probably the long-term plan. Then you look at the midfield. We have Mount as an attacking midfield, Foden as a central midfield. We have the wingers as McNeil and Kubo. Is that fine? Is that what we want to play? Do we want to look at changing the formation? Do we want to look at trying to bring in someone with defensive options? So we have 3 in the midfield and move one forward. I mean, if we do that, that means we kind of make McNeil and Kubo irrelevant Because if we have 3 up front, we'll bring on another striker. Or we use one of those going forward, maybe. Maybe that's what brings Matondo to his best, because he's a winger, but we're using him as a midfielder. So yeah, these are all questions for you guys. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the chat. Let us know what you think. I think having a look at someone with defensive midfield capabilities is something that we should definitely look at, which is why we had Wilfred Ndidi in the list of scouted players. So I think he's a player that we potentially do look at. But yeah, you guys feel free to let us know your suggestions. As Iceman says, not bad, just finished my dinner. Leftover Sunday roast pork with chips. Nice. Did we move forward in time? I can't remember, did we?
Yeah, we went forward once.
Oh, we've got the
negotiations coming through.
Svilar says he's probably considering his options.
Broken down.
What? Okay, maybe we renew contract and try again. Oh, okay, we'll have to wait until next week and try again. Ben White, he's having it. Which is fine because we dropped his to like no, didn't we? So,
yeah, his went down.
So yeah,
go gain 260 grand.
Sign a new contract, £250,000 better off. Nice, we'll take that. Bellingham. His release clause is non-negotiable. Okay, well your release clause is what, 2.5 million? Your market value is 3.
I don't actually remember what it was.
I don't know if he had one. Okay, actually, go back a sec. Is that what it's at the moment? And then press RB. Okay. Yeah. So we've upped his release fee to 3.7 from 2.5. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so I was happy with that.
And we get a bit more cash back off him. So yeah, nice. Accept. Bosh.
Ta-da.
300 grand better
off. Oh my god. I can't even see outside, it's raining that much.
Is it?
Yeah, like a fog.
Costolo, he loves the club, so negotiation. He's taking a wage cut to stay for an extra year on top of his contract. That's nice. We'll take it. There's no way we're letting you go to America or China or wherever to play out the final year of your career. You're doing it, you hear me?
2 more years.
Alexander Isak. His release fee has gone up by 4 million. His wage has gone up by almost 800. So yeah, that's fine by me. That looks good to me. So down by 700. So we're only 500 grand out of pocket, and we've got 3 new contracts signed. Rabbi Matondo has pushed his wage back to where he wants it to be. They've added a win bonus and pushed his wage up by 400 grand. Mate, you are taking the piss.
So do we give it one more go?
Do another one. Give him another dot.
Down or up?
Down, yeah. I think fucking bottom him out because he's just going to push it back up again. Yeah, go with that. Maybe add one more. Add one more dot. Yeah, go for that. See what he says. If it collapses, it collapses. We'll try again. But if not, we'll just get rid. We'll trade him away for someone else. Beans!
Hey!
25 whole months. There he is. Iceman says the release clause bullshit kind of put me off. I know it's crap. The fact that it's non-negotiable, and once it's on, it's on. You can't get rid of it. It is daft. It's not good enough. It needs to be patched out. That's what it needs. But Beans.
Ruskin.
We've added an appearance bonus, and they've pushed his wage up. It's another one that's gone up stupid money.
Don't forget that left back was still available. We had to get rid of him.
We might even be able to, because he's worth 14 million. We might even be able to trade him for a better left back as well.
I like your thinking.
So I mean, I don't know how much a Sessegnon is, and I don't know if he's the best left back option. But someone like that, someone that's young that we know will be decent, we could potentially use Ruskin to get a good chunk off that. We get a scout set up looking at left backs. Get Ruskin as the is it a make weight? Is that whatever you call it is? Anyway.
Yeah.
Beans, how's things, dude? Are you weekend?
Hello.
Have you been weekend leaguing? foot champs, whatever you call it. I don't know. I'm trying to sound FIFA-ish, but I don't know what I'm talking about. So have you been doing the FIFA? Has the FIFA been good?
All of the FIFA things.
Kubo.
So the Kubo situation, I'm more than happy with this because look at his release fee.
Yeah, gone up by 10 million. His salary's only gone up by 700k. That's fine by me. Bosh. That's exactly what we put forward. So we'll take that. Doing them now. Enjoy doing the FIFA. So
that was it.
It was
just Ruskin and Matondo.
And Svilar. Svilar's shut negotiations
sorry,
down, but we should be able to try when we're forward time. We might be able to try it with Svilar again. I would very much like to keep him at the club.
Same as his.
So the other players that we went in for, Gilmore has been finalised. He wants a low release fee. 17 million. That's fine. if you bugger off for 17 million when your market value is only 14, that's fine. Jones says he's added 100 grand. Okay, that's fine-ish. His current annual salary is 175, but okay.
I'm just looking at the release fee and just seeing pound signs just rolling around in my head.
Yeah, absolutely. Nene says a low release fee of 18 million. His market value is 22. Okay, well that technically is low, but okay, fair enough, I get it. James Garner says, nah, mate.
Oh.
Okay,
he's our most valuable asset as well.
We could go back in for him.
Yeah. So these three then, are we having them?
Yeah, because no transfer fee, potential future sale value, we'll take that. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll try. I hope you're all right. Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. We are just in our mid-season window, and we should now have final results. I can confirm that Dwight McNeil is Player of the Year as well. So we are in our pre-season window. Oh, talking about Ryan Sessegnon, he's just joined Liverpool for 51 million from Monaco. Okay, maybe we can't trade Ruskin for him then. Maybe. So Castolo and McNeil. Gosh, do we have to unselect one of the others or something? Davis?
No, it just gets added because if I untick Castolo, he comes out of my favourite players again, I think.
Ah, okay. Nice.
Right, so do we go forward in time now so we can renegotiate with the other fellas?
I think it's worth now looking at scouted players and see what we can do for Ndidi. Ndidi-do. And maybe set up one of our AMFs to look at a left back as well. If Ruskin is...
Oh, he's gone!
Why is he not there? Go up one, just make sure he's not one of the others. And again. Oh, where the fuck's he gone? Oh, that's heartbreaking.
He may reappear.
Samari and Guendouzi are still in there, but they're going to be well out of the price range.
They're not Ndidi as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's frustrating. In hindsight, mate, yeah, maybe we should have probably gone in sooner, but we didn't know what transfer budgets we were getting or whatever, so it's not what we can do. I think get rid of one of the AMFs, because we've got one looking at Europe and one at England. I think we get rid of one of those and change him to be left back, so we can look to replace if Ruskin wants to hold us.
Should we go Europe?
Yeah.
Is there anybody in there though? Well, if I change this, they'll stay on the short list for a while, won't they? Still.
Yeah. I mean,
right, cool.
There's that J. David. He's the one that's in there that would have our attention. Yeah, as is. Nice. So J. David. So what's he looking at then? J. David, because we have a face build waiting. Should he be a player that we want to use? He's got all the pace in the world. Can't take a free kick, but that's fine. His finishing's okay, and his dribbling's okay. His passing's okay. So he's only 22. What skills has he got? All the
Everything.
skills. No look pass, first time shot, cut behind and turn, heel trick, double touch, trickster, amazing run, speeding bullet, and incisive run. So he's got. He's a well-rounded player. How much is he? Release the F35. He's on our list. So what? 20?
About 20. Yeah, I think it's 20. 15.
Okay, let's look at who we can give it. Do we have anyone further down?
That could be the one,
Do you know what? I would take that. All day.
That could be the one.
See what they say. Go on then. Quick. See.
We have developed him a shit ton. Like, we have developed him quite a lot.
But
so it's not as if we didn't try. We got him when he was 63, was it? 63 rated, and we got him to 72.
But even that, that took us 4 years to get him up there. In 3 years' time, if he's currently going at the pace that he's going, he will hit. Go back to that growth chart. He'll hit 78 in 3 years' time if he keeps over and above. You can see his growth has kind of gone down a bit. He's more plateaued because he's not been getting the playing time because he's not as good as he was when our team was less. So he's not going to go at that 78 rating. He's going to be 76, 77 in 3 years' time. By the time he hits 22, that other player is already past that at 22. So he will never hit this guy's level. I think we get rid because we're not playing him as a right wing forward. We'll play him as an AMF. That's fucking business. That is business. Can we give him 4?
Do we go in with this? Is this it?
Can we give him 5? Or how old is he? No, 3. 3 years. That's good for me. That is good for me. 32 million release fee.
Oh, please. Yeah. Please, Jesus. Amma, hello.
Hey, Amma, how's things, dude? Welcome in. We're in the transfer stream. It's currently the summer transfer window. We are looking at adding new players to our team, which is what we've just done there. Potentially getting rid of Karamoko Dembele, who just has slowed from what he can bring to the team, and potentially bringing in someone that gives us a really good alternative option to Mason Mount in J. David. We'll see whether he signs.
We can do a bit more training now as well. I think his 10 days is up for Cuba. 3 days left. Okay.
Okay, one more transfer bit forward and it'll be fine. Okay, so we have contractor stuff and others. So J. David's come back. They like the terms, although they have added 268k to his salary, which means that he's almost on the same salary that he's on. He has gone up a little bit, which is what you'd expect, really. He's coming with an appearance bonus to be added, as well as a release fee of 32 million, which is slightly lower than what he's on, but his market value is on 21. So either way, that's quids in for us. I'm happy with that.
Shall we accept this? Are we happy?
Let's do it. Bring him in. Nice. Oh, this is absolute wheeler dealing, this. Chaloff in. And
hold out your head.
For Audas and David in for so Gilmore's in. Nice. Rabbi Matondo offer was rejected. Can we restart now or do we have to wait until next week? We'll have to wait until next week.
Have to wait.
Jones in as well.
Jones is in. Okay. What did we decide what we're going to do with Ruskin? Should we just accept it for the time being?
I think
he's got a bigger release fee then.
I think if we do accept it, I don't think we can sell him then because he's just signed a new contract. I think you have to wait 6 months.
Right.
So Nene has joined as well. I am getting my ass whooped. Oof, easy Tiger. 13 draws in a row. Woo. It's all right. Oof. It's all right. It could have been 13 losses in a row, so it could be worse. Svila.
Right. Oh yes, Vila. Where is it? I think you have to wait till next. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you just have to wait until it's done.
Why can I redo his but not anybody else's?
Because Svilar's was last week, you have to wait until the next week to reopen it again. So dropping down by 3.
Right.
I think we dropped him down by 4 maybe last time. Oh yeah, that'll do. Let's give him that. 3 years. It's a bit better than I think that he had. Bosch, even Bosch.
Bosch.
Legendary Master League with QPR. Yeah, legendary. It's always going to be difficult, but you're not getting beaten. It's still a huge thing. So Gilmore, Jones, and Nene have joined, as will David. So David, we've just accepted terms with that. Matondo's contract negotiations have stopped. We need to go and revise our salary offer by a huge margin. Of course we are, you greedy git.
Yeah. Not when we get rid of you, motherfucker. There we go. Is this new announcement day? It is, isn't it? There he is.
J. David. Pre-face surgery. We've already got him booked in with the club plastic surgeon to improve his face. All about vanity here at Ice Cream Uplands. Chairman looks happy to see him. He looks happy to see the chairman. Obviously, this is the chairman that's backed the club to back-to-back Premier League titles as well as the FA Cup last season. He looks certain that we're going for the league again this season as well as the Champions League for next season as well. First, a shout out to all you Ice Cream Uplands FC supporters out there. Thank you. I'm very grateful getting the chance to play for this majestic, wonderful club. See everybody at the grounds on match day. Well, not because of COVID, but you know what it means. It's fine. As Koscielny has joined.
Koscielny's joined Liverpool.
Interesting. Liverpool making big moves. I mean, after that crushing defeat in the FA Cup final at the hands of us, that's a centre-back and a full-back that they've brought in. Clearly, defence is where they feel they need to strengthen. As we have new players, McNeil signed on a Bosman from Real Sociedad for free. Absolute freebies. That's what you love to see.
There's your screenshot.
Second in the league for assists last season. From a free signing. That is huge. Huge.
There you go, that's the one. Lovely stuff.
Do love a good Bosman signing. I love a Bosman signing that goes out and wins shit as well. So as Vilar comes back, says the contract's broken down again? What? Svila? Oh, okay, let's have a chat with Matondo then. See if we can get Matondo on side. Up.
Have we gone past it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Dropping down by a couple. What was he? It was like 800 or something like that. Okay, put down another one. Yeah, he must have gone up or something because he's a bit more expensive. Maybe put him up one more, and then see if he takes that. Svilar, Matondo and Chaloff. I mean, Svilar is a bit disappointing. I understand Svilar's situation. Svilar is good enough to be a first choice keeper. He just needs the time for it. We want him to stay as our second choice keeper. He wants more for himself. I can't fault the player for that, but no. I would much rather him stay with us. Matondo is being greedy. He wants first team football, thinks he's worthy of first team football, but hasn't performed at that level. So that's a bit different there. Is it Caceres? Is that the one? Yeah, Caceres. Decent ball control.
Nah.
25 each.
He's not what we're looking at.
Nah, he's not. And he's tiny as well. 177 centimetres. Now, mate, sorry, get in the bin. What's happening in the manager's office? Oh yeah, good shout, mate, good shout. Okay, what's in the middle of the pack? We might have something from some of the newbies.
Ooh, gamesmanship for Chalov. That's a good one.
No look pass. Doesn't add anything apart from a bit of flair. But if there was nothing else, I don't mind.
Nothing good in there.
Ooh, long range shooting.
shooting.
Okay, that is my kind of stuff. Ooh, heading.
Yeah.
What we're thinking. I mean, let's have a look at what skills Chalov actually has then. See how much space he's got. Because if we just give him long range shooting, he might not actually have anything else anymore. You could do it from that bit, so when you go to him, you can see what he's got.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. Go past it. Up.
Jesus Christ.
Down. There we go.
Long range shooting. There we go.
So now you can flick on now and you can see what he's got before you choose him. So he's got space for 2 more. He's a super sub, penalty specialist, 1-touch pass, first time shot, acrobatic finishing, long range drive. See, I want players with long range shooting. I'm not sure he is the one that I'd necessarily want to have it off the bat. I prefer it to be my midfielders with long range shooting, because I don't think he should be long range away from the goal. That said, what else could we give him? He's got his first touch shot.
There's another one as well, wasn't there? Gamesmanship.
Yeah, to win penalties. I mean, we could have him working on both, and that one is quicker. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe gamesmanship is probably what we need him working on. He'll have that before the season starts as well.
Yeah.
Give him that to work on, and then we can maybe have him work on long range shooting then to finish stuff off. Manager's office messages.
Scout, Spieler.
J. David has joined. Kubo's got his skill, and Dembele has left. Goodbye, Moko.
Ads is going to be furious.
Yeah, I mean he's got a seat in the boardroom. He's just choosing not to use it here today. It could have been sat here inside the boardroom with us all, but he's not here, so you can't have a say if you don't have a seat at the table.
Love it.
I'm hearing we are progressing nicely with one of the contracts. Is that right, Bib?
That is correct, yeah. Matondo looks to have finally agreed a new price with us. £2 million. But we have got an increase in his release fee as well, which is nice to secure our players, because the release fee is a little bit crud.
I think that's
so securing some players.
Yeah, I think that's good though. I mean, Matondo came in at 800k, which is a bit cheap. We got away with that. The fact that he wanted 2.5 million and we've got it for just over 2 is not bad. I mean, even the discussions we were having a few weeks ago, he wanted 2.4 with an appearance bonus or something like that. We've got rid of that. So yeah, that's good business. I'm happy enough to take that if you are.
Let this just sink in though. McNeil has played half the amount of games that Matondo has, and he's got more assists. I think McNeil's on 17 assists in one season.
There you go. 91 appearances, 14 assists. McNeil 44 and 17. He's got 4 goals. How many is Matondo? I bet Matondo's probably got maybe a few more goals. Or 7. Wow. I just don't get why he doesn't click into our formation. He has the stats that work for us. I just don't get why he doesn't. I mean, I know he's a winger, but even still, we play at a high wide midfield line, so he's pretty much a winger, but he's not a winger. I just don't get why it just doesn't work. But yeah. Baxter says, "Get Ampadu in, lads." Do you know Ampadu's not a bad shout actually?
I think didn't Craig mention him last week? Ampadu.
He might even be on the list. Ethan Ampadu. I've got him in my PES2020 ML anyway. Main reason I signed him as well was for his face build and hair, because obviously he's got yeah, that's fine. Just get rid of the loan list bit.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Has he got an accent somewhere?
No, that should be it. Just search that, see what. Maybe he's not in our build? I'd imagine it would have been though. Ampadu.
No.
Okay, maybe it's just not in our version of the game.
Interesting. I'm going to check on a player though that we managed to get rid of for a lot of money.
Lobato. Who did we get rid of him for?
Let's have a look. 81 rated now, 18-year-old. 90.
Who did we get rid of him for? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Was it Mount?
Oh, I'll tell you who it was. It was Danny Olmo.
No, we got rid of... Wasn't it Haaland?
Oh, it might have been actually, yeah.
I think we got Danny Olmo for maybe an SP-Mass or something like that, a Minander, and then we got rid of Danny Olmo from Mount. I think, yeah, Lobato for Haaland. I think that was the one. Fair enough, lads. Yeah, that's the thing. We're playing on a modded Master League, so the database that we're using isn't necessarily fully reflective. It's probably been overwritten with some other player or something. But yeah, he's in my PlayStation 4 Master League. It's decent. It's decent. I would definitely like to bring Lobato back at some point. That would be nice, but...
Yeah. Look at Liverpool doing a bit of business again.
DeCilio, is that another defender? Is DeCilio a defender? Is he a fullback? Di Sciglio.
I'm not sure.
Mattia DeCilio.
So
is Italian fullback. Yeah. So they've brought in a left back, I'm assuming a right back, and a centre back. Clearly want to stop conceding 3 goals when they're 3-1 up. That's what it is. Mount continues with his focus training.
Slightly.
Yeah, not had much play time since then, though, to be fair. Remember, if you have any more transfer suggestions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We will have a look, see if we can find them. We are playing on a modded PC Master League, so we might not have all of your players, as we just happened then with Ethan Ampadu. Shinji Okazaki from Huesca for 21 million. As we have Mikolenko again. That was the one. That's the left back. Maybe we get Mikolenko for Ruskin, because Ruskin wants to start holding us to ransom with his contract.
Yeah. That scout come back quick, didn't it?
Because he's the one that we were going to get, but we got Davis instead. Mikolenko was on the verge of signing for us, but we got Alphonso Davis at the last minute. How much do you reckon? Look at that release fee of 9 million. We'd just do a swap for an 82 rated. That's ridiculous. 4 million. I almost don't want to give him Ruskin. It's like 15 million worth of player, but he just don't want to sign for us.
Thoughts?
Let's do it. It's Ruskin. He's brought it on himself. If he takes it, he's brought it on himself.
Did you see the news then, by the way?
I didn't.
Newcastle, the Toon have come in for Castolo, and you know what we'll do with those offers, don't you?
I think we not only do we open the bin, but I think we nestle a flamethrower over the top of the bin, and then lob it into the bin so it already is on fire as the time it's hitting the bottom of the bin. I think that's the way it works. We just signed a contract extension to keep him at the club for an extra year. Do you think we're going to let him go to Newcastle to live out his glory days? I don't think so. I mean, not even glory days. Those are behind him in reality. But if any club's going to win a Champions League with Castolo in the team, it has to be us. There you go. Let's bring this up. Actually, we'll keep it on screen. So, reminder, we started managing Ice Cream Uploads Football Club 3 and a very small bit of seasons ago. We took over a club that had the likes of Castolo, Minander, SP-Mass, Lothar, Ivarov, and most of those players have left the team, either through releasing them at the end of contracts, through transferring them, selling them when we've had offers come in. We now are left with Castolo, obviously, has a statue outside the ground. Dodo, performing better than he ever should have done at defensive midfield, and still is in the squad. Ordath has just left. Ordath left us with 3 out of the original squad. Took us down to 3. The third one that we've not mentioned, obviously, is Ruskin. Fullback, Scottish fullback, very reliable. Comes off the bench, does bits, absolutely does bits. Worth £14 million despite not playing very often. And that's because of the potential that he brings off the bench. Anyway, we tried to talk to him about contract renewal. He held us to ransom, pushed contract talks very, very hard, wanted release fees, wanted appearance bonuses, wanted an extra $1 million on top of his salary. So we decided to look at our options. Mykolenko, fullback from Dynamo Kiev. We almost signed him. You guys almost wanted us to sign him. The only reason he didn't sign for Ice Cream Uploads 2 seasons ago is we got an offer we couldn't refuse for Alphonso Davies. That season, Alphonso Davies became our player of the season, so it was clearly the right option. However, now, Dynamo Kiev are willing to take a straight swap for Mykolenko. We give them Ruskin, a player that wants to push his salaries higher than it should be. They will give us Mykolenko, a player that's willing to drop his wage by $500,000. Not even, he's on $2.5 million. He's going to come to us for $2 million. That for me says absolute no-brainer. But what do you guys think? I think we put this one to a poll. Manage poll. There we go. Sell Ruskin by Miko? Question mark. Yes. No. Those are the 2 options. So if we sell Ruskin, we get Mykolenko. Mykolenko is already 6 points higher than Ruskin, better all round, and would give us obviously a contract locked in for better value. Ruskin is obviously a player that we've had for a long time. Where do you think we should go with that? The poll should have started for you guys now, if you want to quickly check in chat. Do we sell Ruskin and buy Mykolenko? Give us your thoughts. It would be good to know what you guys think. Obviously, we can make our own decisions, and we can go against the decisions that you guys choose, should we want to do that. We don't do that very often. We've never done that, if I'm honest. But I just want to know what you guys think. If you guys want to give us a steer of where we should be putting our opinions. You're about halfway through. You've got about 30 seconds left if you want to vote. Sell Ruskin, a player that we do like, a player that was a regular in the championship season, obviously replaced in the team by Holstenberg, then replaced again by Alphonso Davies. So hasn't really been a first teamer for us since we've got additions into the team. Wants to be demanding a lot more than he's getting right now, whereas Mykolenko would love to get the team. Do we sell him and bring in Mykolenko? And you guys, 100% of the votes say yes. Sell Ruskin, bring in Mykolenko. I think that's a no-brainer. I think that is what it is. Ruskin, you have put the nail in your own coffin. I'm sorry, my friend. Loved having you at the club. But we will fully back out of that conversation. Fully back? No, okay. I apologize.
And then there was one, Graham.
One in terms of originals, or was 2 because we've got
we've got 2.
Yeah,
Dodo.
I mean, it's no surprise. Let me bring us back into the boardroom. Come back here. Come back into the boardroom. Look at these shirts. It's no surprise that these 2 shirts are on the wall. Dodo and Lolo. Dodo and Lolo. So this side, the defensive beast that is Dodo just comes off the bench. Doesn't matter if it's against Chelsea, Aston Villa, Bayern Munich in the Champions League. He will rinse everyone. Stick a foot through someone, it's fine. And then you've got obviously the Brazilian, the Samba King, Castolo Lolo. It's no surprise that these 2 shirts are on the walls inside the boardroom. GG's, boys. GG's. As transfers around.
Gabbiadini.
Yeah, Manolo Gabbiadini joined West Ham from Sampdoria for 12 million. Nice bit of business there. As we have some more scouts information. And Victor Mykolenko is joining the team. I said Victor. That's so generalising. What is his name? Mykolenko. Vitaly Mykolenko. Okay, like Klitschko. Vitaly.
Who is this guy? Why is our scout recommending this guy?
So
I'm not surprised his head's 85 with a forehead like that.
So 78 rated. How old was he?
He's got fuck all about him.
He looked like he was about 50. He's like,
yeah, I'm not giving him any more airtime. He does not deserve it.
do you know when you see like fake toys, like we've talked about before, like Robert Cop for RoboCop and stuff like that?
Yeah.
He is a fake toy Frank Lampard with that face. He's like Frank Lampard.
Look at that though. We're starting to get a lot more 80s across the board now, which is super exciting.
Our fullback position. I know we've been talking about our defence, but in this last 6 months, we've had a Zefwik and Mikalenko, and we also have Alphonso Davies. We definitely are now starting to build options as fullback. I mean, you can tell Bibby's a City fan when all we do is buy fullbacks. It's all right. Now we just need to buy a striker that's 56,000 years old and about to retire.
For £700,000 a week.
I mean, it didn't cost us anything.
Right.
It didn't cost us anything, mate. But yeah, he's literally just, you've just given the deeds to the club. Yeah, well, it cost me nothing. Yeah, but that's in his salary. No, it cost me nothing. It's fine. Anyway, this is how the team looks now. Mikalenko and J. David.
Right, so I'm thinking now, Graham. We've got a little Coco. Fuck off. He's pissing it down out there, and I don't think she likes it, so she's just fucking pestering me. I don't know if you can hear her screaming. It's not my child. I haven't got a child. It's my cat. I'm not just leaving the child to just scream.
It's not. It's not.
Looking at the squad now, we've got quite a lot going across the board. Are we going to have the likes of Bellingham, Billy Gilmore, Nene, Curtis Jones? Are we just instantly putting those? Are we putting the 3 players that were brought in back onto the transfer list, or are we going to potentially loan out the likes of Gilmore and Jones to see if anyone actually wants to come and take them off us for a while?
Gilmore, I'd happily keep because we've got a potential face for him. We've also got a face for Jonathan David to add in as well. But Gilmore, I'd be open to the idea of it, loaning him out. I mean, stick Bellingham on the loan list now because he's not. Or is he? Is he? Yeah, because Bellingham's not going to play as an AMF by default, is he? Because Jonathan David's going to take
David,
that.
yeah.
And he's not going to play as a CMF because Dodo's going to take that place. So maybe stick Bellingham on loan list. Yeah. And then, I mean, Jones, how old is Jones? Was he 21? Or was he younger? 21.
There you go, 21, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's ever going to play for us.
Yeah.
I think we can put him on the transfer list. I think you probably.
We can take him to pre-season with us because don't forget we've got the ICC to play with as well. So we'll put him on the transfer list, open to reasonable offers, and see if anyone comes in for him because we can take him on pre-season and give him a game. Same with Billy Gilmore as well. We can obviously give them some good minutes to see whether or not they click.
Yeah, I'd put Nene on the loan list as well because he's a player that will probably develop for us. But yeah, get him loan out. I mean, I'd even be potentially looking at. Do we now look at our defensive? I know maybe not. I was thinking our defensive options. Do we loan out either Ben White or Katic? But we've been blessed by having them. We've had two options, so maybe we're cutting ourselves too short. We've only got a 28-man squad, and if we're loaning out 4 or 5 of them already, that drops down to our peak squad, and we don't have any options then. So yeah, that's good. Scouting, we can change our scouting option to go from left back because we don't need a left back now. So we can. Do we change that for a right back just to see if we can? I mean,
we've got 2, haven't we? We've got Zefwik and Justin.
And Frimps.
They're good enough. I'm still thinking in my mind, even though we've got Ravi Matondo, to see whether or not we could try and part X him for someone who we think is probably a bigger name.
Oh, okay. So in terms of a winger, or are we looking for a mid? I mean, I'm just debating because we have like Chaloff, Haaland, Isak, and Lolo. They all play central. If we go for a right wing forward, do we then need a left wing forward as well? Whereas right mid is where we're playing Matondo and Kubo. So I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of wing forwards. It just doesn't fit into our team, and we'd need 2 of them then.
Yeah. Right, we'll just go with right mid then. See what the crack is. We don't need an AMF now, do we? Because we've got Jordan, so we can change that to something else.
I mean, stick that on wing. Do the right wings there, so we can cover both options. Then that way we can look at right mids, right wing, and see what we get. That's just looking at
let's change
England.
that.
Yeah. I mean, we've been shrewd. We've only spent 8 million from our salary budget. Our transfer budget hasn't changed, and we've got Jonathan David and Mikalenko in the team, plus locked in some contracts.
It's been a good window for us. A very good window for us.
A good couple of windows, I think. National team ranking. I mean, it doesn't matter to us because we're not national managers. We have been approached to be England managers previously, but it's not happening. Aurelio Gomez has just joined City, I think.
I've just seen that. They just got rid of Nito and brought in Gomez. That makes no sense.
I wonder where Alisson is, because he wasn't in the Liverpool reserves when we played.
No,
Liverpool.
that was Lloris, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was Lloris. Yeah, I wonder where he's gone. Has he retired?
Let's have a look. That's someone on the scout report though.
Ajax.
Oh, is there 36-year-old at Ajax?
I mean, understandable if you're not being played. Clearly, with some beef between him and the manager at Tottenham. Him and Mourinho not getting on. Clearly felt he needed to move elsewhere. No doubt he's got himself a league title at Ajax with the players that they have. But we have a scout recommendation. Sarr. Good pace on him. Not as good as Matondo's, obviously, because his was ridiculous, but a bit more of everything. What's his finishing like? And his passing?
Oh, sorry.
Finishing 78, passing. He's not got any ability to cross. Chip shot, long range shooting, rising shots, super sub. I mean, that's interesting.
I like the super sub.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Early cross is nice as well as his playing style, but it just doesn't have any crossing stats. What's his value then if we were looking at him for transfer? Like, what would they come in at? I'm going to say 20 million. Just less than. It's a good option. I'm not sure he's a good. I'm not sure.
Start.
Yeah, I don't think it's a right use of the value that Matondo has for that.
If it's the caliber of play that the scouts are starting with, then I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I agree. Oh. Pre-season, Chapter 1. Obviously, this is the start of the ICC. Could I make a suggestion? Allowing Nene to play in this competition will help achieve some of his potential. It's the perfect stage to test a youngster like him. So the training staff are having a chat with the chairman. Chairman says it's a good opportunity. I'll consider it. So the backroom staff, the board, should I say, wants Nene to join the starting lineup, or to join the squad, should I say, in the ICC. Understandable. He's definitely a kid with a lot of potential. Don't like to see them getting involved in the way the teams run, but I can see why they're saying that. Obviously, the commercial opportunities of that, I can understand.
So, is this where we leave it now and our pre-season tour starts on Wednesday? Or
Yeah, I think that makes sense because the ICC is just 3 games and we can box that off in one episode. Because I know that there will be transferry bits in and amongst it. I don't think it will be as intense as this episode has been. So I think we just end things here rather than jumping into the ICC and fragmenting it. That said, if we did, the next episode would have back-to-back titles potentially in terms of ICC and
the opening of the season is always the Charity Shield, Graham. That's when you usually, before COVID, the start of the season was excitement over the Charity Shield.
Nobody ever gets excited over the Charity Shield, but I understand what you're saying.
No, they don't, but it's the first day of football.
Nah, I get it. That's fine. Okay, nice! There we go. Before we disappear...
Episode. I'm so happy with that.
Before we disappear, let's have one final look at how the squad looks before we disappear. Obviously, we've made some changes. Some that were I want to say difficult. I do have a little bit of resentment in the way that Ruskin was a bit greedy. He clearly knew that...
Conducted himself poorly.
Yeah, exactly. He'd been solid. He'd not had any complaints. He was... When we came into the club, he was the first choice left back. He was quickly second choice because we replaced him with Holstenberg. We then replaced Holstenberg as a direct straight swap to bring in Alphonso Davies. Naturally, direct straight swap means he's still second choice left back. We haven't brought in another left back because we knew we had Ruskin there. And I don't think he took on board how much we were supporting him. Rather than looking for someone else better, we decided to stick with him and have him as our journeyman left back. He, at the first opportunity, threw that back in our face and says, okay, well, we've just won the Premiership back-to-back and an FA Cup. We've clearly got a bit of money in the club now, so I will have a bajillion pounds, please. And it's like, okay, we understand what you're saying. We'll meet you halfway. And he was like, nope, a bajillion pounds and appearance bonuses now. So that instantly just started the downfall. So difficult decision. It's a difficult decision that he made easy for us. But that said, this is what the team looks like now. Obviously, Castolo naturally leads the line. That will change over the course of this season. As much as it pains me to say, that will surely change over the course of this season, especially when you look at that bench now.
You say that, Graham?
Yeah, I do say that. That's a good point. I mean, look at him. He's absolutely raring to go in the ICC. How old is he? 95? God.
Is he 30? I think he might have leveled up. Is he 37 now? 34, sorry.
So we'll get him playing for us for 2 more seasons, so he'll still be playing when he's just approaching his 36th birthday, and he'll still be world class at that point in time. So Castolo leads the line with Isak behind him. Obviously, we have depth now from good striking options with Haaland and Chaloff both on the bench. Change it to positional rather than condition. Obviously, Matondo, a player that we are looking at, see how he fits into the team. Not sure whether if it's a player we stick with. We're looking at the options. McNeil, Kubo, Mount, Foden, the midfield remains unchanged, and I think that's a credit to the midfield that we had last year. We've not really had to change anything there. That said, we have brought in Jonathan David as our AMF in replace of Karamoko Dembele. A huge bit of business from the guys in the boardroom to make that happen. Another transfer that is just negative on salary budget. Straight swap. So Chaloff and David, big enough to get into pretty much any team in the world, and we got the both without spending a penny, just getting rid of Karamoko Dembele and Ordat in return. Huge changes. Obviously, same goes to Mikolenko because of those Ruskin decisions. The left back has cemented his fate. He leaves a nice cold trip to Kiev as Mikolenko comes this way in return, and everything else looks pretty tasty. On the bottom of the bench, we do have a few youth players. Obviously, we let's just say we dipped into our youth team to bring in a few players to join Ice Cream Uploads. The likes of Billy Gilmore, Nene and Jones. They've all joined ICU's first team. They may go out on loan this season. We'll see how that goes. Nene will probably get some play time in this tournament because the board requested it, and it'd be nice for us to see what he can actually bring to the team. Doing that can let you know that players have got a little bit of a spark. We did see it with Karamoko Dembele early on, so maybe we'll see it with one of these as well. But do you know what? All in all, it's not a bad transfer window, that is it, babe?
I don't think it is either. I think we've absolutely nailed it. Like I said, we did some wheeling dealing. And I think we've absolutely smashed it out of the park. We've strengthened in areas that we absolutely needed to. Jonathan David is now our best midfielder right the way across the board with his 84 rating. In terms of ability, he is pretty much like for like with Mason Mount, albeit 2 years older. So we have got a lot of depth in there now, which I'm excited about. Be it that we're going to be on all four fronts this year, including the ICC Champions League, FA Cup, Premier League, and Charity Shield. Sorry, that's 5. That's a lot of games to be played this season.
I'll take 5 trophies. I'd take that. That'd be fun.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I mean, you mentioned the 84 as well. Looking at the team, we have a keeper. Safanov is 82, but he plays like he's 84. And then some. We have Sarr, heart of the defence, 84. We have David, potential midfielder, 84, and we have Chalov, striker, 85. So that means we have the potential workings of a spine that is 84 and above. Obviously, with the exception of the keeper, that is big. That is big for the growth of the team going forward. I mean, not even factoring in the fact that we have 83s in Mount and Haaland and Matondo and Davis and Zefwick as well. We have a huge start, and that's big. That's big. So some big business done there, and I'm very proud of what we've done. If you want to see how that all unfolds, then the ICC is where we kick things off. Do you know what? We may not open the GT Mega Champions Lounge, thinking of it, on Wednesday, because I mean we're opening it alongside the start of the new league season. That is the pre-season where that takes off. Maybe the next episode. There will be no episode on Friday this week, so on Monday next week, that's probably when we're going to open the GT Mega Champions Lounge. But we do have a pre-season cup tournament taking place on Wednesday this week. What time is that going to be, Bib?
That will be at 12 p.m. ish.
That was me going. That was the anything more you want to say, Bib, but in different words.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, I thought that was just a genuine question. But yeah, again, thank you very much, guys, for joining us. We always like to do these transfer specials at the beginning of each season because it gets you guys involved with us. We want to hear your thoughts. If you've got players that you've got your eyes on that you think would suit our team, that's exactly what we have for these transfer specials. So we appreciate everyone who's put their players forward. It's been I think we're in a very, very good position. This is probably the best position we've been in going into a season that we've ever been in. And that's obviously all down to you guys. So thank you very much for that. And I'll see you all on Wednesday.
You goddamn right you will. Okay, we are going to disappear. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you all being here. We're back at 10 a.m.-ish with a scoop in the morning. For now, if you want to get yourself a few extra channel points, just stick around. We're going to drop a host on Jenkins because he's a beautiful man, and we like to do that. So
what a guy.
Feel free to stick around for the host on Jenkins. And that's it. From us to you guys, have yourself a fantastic day. And if we don't see you back at 10 a.m.-ish in the morning for the scoop, stay frosty.